Hello, my name is Rachel Acosta. I am the Undergraduate Student Services Manager for the College of Information and Communications. Today, we will be talking about the CIC Student Services Office and how we can work towards the United Nations Sustainability Goal number 3 of good health and well-being. This definition is from the UN's website about the third goal of good health and well-being. Encouraging and maintaining health is an essential aspect of a sustainable system. With this in mind, how can our office help students grow in their health and well-being? There are many reasons why students make unhealthy choices in a semester. However, the one I want to focus on today is finances. The broke college student is a common picture painted today. It is usually talked about comically or sometimes with nostalgia. But for those students who struggle to make ends meet to stay in school, it is not a laughing matter. As the cost of attending college continues to rise, I have many conversations with students about wanting to either speed up their education to graduate early or slow down because they need to work more hours. As the need to eat collides with shrinking funds, a student will sometimes compromise their own health out of fear of breaking the bank. Students who come from low-income families are most vulnerable as they may be unable to rely on outside resources such as family and friends to help them out financially. With this in mind, how do we ensure students know of the resources available to them on campus? Are there things that we can do as a Student Services Office to make sure this issue is more visible? And how can we encourage student advocacy on campus? The University of South Carolina is a big institution. Many students learn about resources only at orientation or at a University 101 type class. One main issue is that typically this information is provided before it is needed to be used. We are the College of Information and Communications. We have a Health Communications Graduate Certificate. By 2030, we would want our students to also be more health-minded and advocate for health, not just when they graduate, but while they're still in school. Therefore, we need to bring more visibility to this important issue of student health and well-being. Students need to know about the resources available to them. There are also many opportunities for programming and partnering with other offices on campus. We can bring them into our own spaces to show students about the available resources. The Student Health Services Office provides many opportunities already for students such as Healthy Carolina, Eating Well, where they can register with a dietitian, and wellness coaching. Likewise, the Student Success Center has financial literacy workshops and Money Smart management consultation for students. We can bring these resources into our building either through speaking or tabling events in our atrium. Other ways we can help is having a finals healthy snack table available to students either during midterms or finals. Since stress, both financially and academically, seem to collide within the same time frame for many students, it's important to remind them that this is a crucial time to make healthy choices. It can also be a great way to interact with students during a stressful time and remind them of the resources on campus that are available to them if needed. Snacks at the table can be healthy, and flyers of resources on campus can also be at the table. When planning these kinds of events, there are many considerations, financial and otherwise, to take into account. For something like a final snack table, there would be little upfront costs for the college. As this would be new programming, reassessing the budget on this would be necessary to make sure we're meeting student needs. However, there are other threats. Space and time would be things that could work against us. Although we have plenty of space in our School of Journalism atrium, this space is frequently used for other events. If we do not have this available space for any event, we need to make sure we have enough planning time to book rooms on campus. Rooms on campus are usually booked well in advance in a semester. As always, planning an event takes time, and there is always something to do in our office. Since this is an internal initiative, it would be important to get buy-in from senior leadership to support the time spent on building these initiatives. However, I think there are many opportunities, such as partnering with local businesses for donations or other sponsorships, and the collaboration that we could build on campus with other departments. Since students are our main focus, there are many available platforms that we can communicate our events to them. It would also be important, though, to communicate with senior leadership on the importance of this topic and any feedback or engagement data that we have from students, like student surveys following events. As always, there may be setbacks that we do need to plan for. Because these are new initiatives, there may be undervaluing by senior leadership. That's why it's important to have a tracking for attendance and other engagement data to show the impact on students. However, there may be little to no participation from students initially. I do believe in building a culture and that students will respond to that culture. Other offices on campus also are very busy like us. Therefore, it may be challenging to build collaborations at first because of the time constraints. However, I think this is an investment worth taking. As always, it's important to be mindful of all students when planning events. We do have students on campus who are visually impaired, and therefore, making announcements through electronic resources, we need to make sure that these are accessible to those students. Also, any event that we plan needs to be low cost or no cost to students. While our SJMC atrium is accessible to students, there may be other spaces on campus that are not. We would need to take this in mind when planning events in other spaces. Finally, there are food allergies and other sensitivities that students may have. If we ever hold food at an event, we would need to keep this in mind. In conclusion, the CIC wants to promote a healthy lifestyle to students. There are many available resources on campus to them. There is no shame in a student needing help. It is also important to help students take care of other students. Sometimes, students are more aware of the needs of those around them before an official on campus knows. Therefore, if students know about the available resources on campus, they are better able to help those around them. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this tutorial.